Joel, how can women help create more conscious men?
I'm so glad you asked that question. I think there's a whole bunch of things here, but one that is kind of a bit of a soapbox for me is in a way to stop expecting men to speak Venusian, to refer to the Mars and Venus thing. And if you want to help men change and they're not changing, be willing to learn to speak Martian. So in a way, what I'm really saying is standing in your own place and trying to get a man to change is really not going to work. Whereas being yourself authentically and letting him have his space is a much better way. And you know what, if you want to be proactive about it, then discover where he is right now, go there and talk to him and find out what that's about. And he will naturally, with his whole heart, come into a much more conscious space with you and start discovering what you're all about, ladies.
Yeah, and going on from that, I think we need to throw away our checklist about what a conscious man looks like, because how do you know what that looks like unless you behave in a conscious fashion, you know, law of attraction, etc., become the person that you want to attract. So for me, it's about staying out of his business, you know, and letting him grow, letting him do what he needs to do, but playing my role as a conscious partner to reflect that, because I realise that, you know, we need to stay out of each other's business. We can't make people grow. We can't change them, men or women. You know, whether it's creating a conscious man or making him wear the right shoes, it's the same thing. So it's just about me changing me and operating in a conscious fashion. And I think that that necessarily changes the nature of the relationship to a point.
You know, for us, I think oftentimes in seeing our relationship, women have asked, you know, how do I get myself a Joe? And you know, in a lot of ways, my answer is, you know, you create one, right? By you know, helping him to heal his small ideas about himself, showing him his potential without pushing him, and you know, just showing him some possibilities.
Yeah.
That's really worked great for me. Yeah.
And in this question, was one thing that I want to acknowledge is that it works the other way just as well, right? I mean, we can ask, how do you help? How does a man help create a more conscious woman, or how does a woman help create a more conscious woman? But I mean, it's just, I think these days we're seeing more women on the fast track to more conscious relationships, and where are all the men? One of the things for me that's been so helpful is acknowledging that in general, men have this different way in the world than we have, and not expecting him to have my way, and honoring those energetic qualities that I see in men so often, which is this ability to be grounded and hold this space for things to happen, where women are often more coming in with, you know, creativity and energy and you know, the ability to make things happen at a really quick pace, and men can hold the space for that. And to be able to tap into both those qualities, I think is a big help in this.
I think also the men, I think some men might disagree with this, but they're quite simple creatures, and we really, in our hearts, want to please the women that we're with. So if you're with a man and you're saying, where's my conscious man? Look at the man you have and find the conscious man inside of him. Then praise the crap out of it. And your light grows and it grows, and he'll find new ways to do that conscious thing to please you, because we're sort of set up that way.
Yeah, and very much focusing on the positive qualities, you know. There are often small children inside of us that haven't had enough praise, we haven't had enough love, we haven't had enough safety and approval. So it's really important just to really highlight what's great. And like you say, as you do that, it just grows, and there's a willingness to become conscious because you feel so great.
Right. So basically encouraging your partner to bring that out, right, that they've got inside.
Look for the good.
See where it's already there, because it always is.
Right.
There's always a part of everyone that is conscious in some way that you'd like them to be. Start there.
Yeah. You know what? We love you guys.
We love you too. It would get on so great if we were on the same side of the world.
Right.